What's up guys, it's Lexie. Today we are talking about sex. So fun. I've never talked about sex on my channel before. Surprising, can't believe that. I'm going to talk about sexual confidence, body confidence, masturbation, answering your questions, birth control, alternatives to birth control. So the first half of the video is going to be me talking just out of my own thoughts, and then it's going to switch over to you guys. Thank you so much for your help and your contributions. Asked on my Instagram story for your topics and questions related to sex that I could address, and you guys talked about a ton of different things that I wouldn't have even thought to bring up in this video. So I think it's going to be very interesting, and let's get started. Losing your virginity. I thought it was going to be the biggest deal ever. I was prepping myself to be a new person. I was prepping myself to be traumatized. Like, I expected to be in tears afterward. I expected to feel bad about myself, and I expected to be madly attached to my boyfriend. Like, I already loved him, but I was expecting to be like unable to leave him after having sex with him, because that is what I was told to believe. Surprise! I felt no different after having sex for the first time. That being said, I did get lucky. I lost it in a relationship with someone that I loved, but I hear this story a lot from other girls as well. And that's not to say that you should just have sex for the first time with just anyone. I just wish I had known. It's a big deal, but it's also not that big of a deal. As time goes on, the first time that you have sex becomes less and less relevant. I hardly ever think about the first time that I ever had sex. I do want to talk about protection next. Oh, protection. I've done the pill, done the IUD, but you can also protect yourself from getting pregnant by checking your temperature. I'm here to inform you about a non-hormonal option to birth control that I wish I had known about. There's an app called Natural Cycles, and you can either pay for a monthly or a yearly subscription. You take your temperature in the morning before you get out of bed, you plug in the numbers into your app, answer a few questions like, did you sleep well, or were you hungover, things like that, but it learns your cycle, and it'll give you either a green or a red light for the day to let you know, hey, red light, you're ovulating, probably protect yourself or abstain from sex today. Or it'll give you the green light and it's like, you're good to go. You're probably wondering, like, how does that work? Is that even safe? For regular users, it's 93% effective, and if used perfectly, it's 98% effective. Guys, I wish I had known about this sooner. If you've been following me for a long time, when I was 18 and I decided I was going to detoxify myself, I was going to only eat fruits and vegetables and grains, I was going to get off all medications, and that included birth control, but I was still having sex regularly. And I was relying on the pull-out method. That is not an effective source of birth control, and I cannot believe that I made it through without having any pregnancy scares. That should not have happened. Natural Cycles is actually partnering with me on this video, and I am more than happy to share this information because, like I said, I think that this could be a really great option for a lot of people. You just have to be 18 or older to use this service. If you're looking for a healthy, natural alternative to birth control, it's completely FDA cleared. There's a million users already on the app. I will have the information linked down below. You can get 20% off and a free thermometer so you can take your temperature in the morning with the link. Highly recommend checking it out. Other forms of protection: protect yourself from STIs, protect yourself from pregnancy, protect your physical body. Okay, like, you don't want to be going home with a murderer. Don't go home with someone when you're really drunk, okay? Like, have a friend there that can be like, no. Also, try to protect your heart space. Don't self-sabotage. I know some of you certainly have numbers of people that you call up to have sex with knowing that it's not going to be good for you and you're going to be hurt, but you're doing it to yourself on purpose. And don't do that. Stop it. Stop it. I actually never had this sex talk growing up. My mom never sat me down and told me the story of the birds and the bees. Everything that I learned was from personal experience, from my friends' moms, from the internet. I don't know how many people actually had the sex talk with their parents. Comment down below if you got the sex talk. I got it in school a little bit, but that's a very lackluster sex talk. And then on top of it, I am so sorry to anyone in the LGBT community who had to go through public school sex education, because they just don't address anything for you, and it sucks. They really don't care yet, and I'm hoping that public schools are shifting that, because they need to. Because people are having sex and they should be protected. I gained most of my sexual experience with one person, which is really cool. Like, if you grew up, if you've been in relationships, it is nice to get to experiment in a relationship, because it's with someone you trust and with someone you love, and that definitely is a heightened element to the sexual experience. However, I'm not in a relationship anymore. I've been single for like, I guess 3 years now, and casual sex is also so much fun as long as you have like your head on your shoulders and you know how to protect yourself. Casual sex can be pretty fun. Sometimes it sucks. You'll have your eye on someone for like way too long, and you guys talk for a while, and then you finally have sex, and then it sucks, and then it's just what a waste. But there's also the occasions where you catch a vibe and you're like, this is gonna be good, and then it is good, and then you could even make it a regular thing. I'm 23 and everyone's in a different spot. There's 23-year-olds who are virgins, there's 23-year-olds who are in relationships, single 23-year-olds having casual sex, or there's 23-year-olds like trying to conceive a child, or maybe even their second. There's people from my high school that already have 2 children, and that is just a perfect example of the variance in what ages. Like, everyone's path is different. There's no need to rush things. That being said, have an honest conversation with yourself and see if you're just not ready, or do you just kind of need to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Because I know after getting out of a relationship, I'd never had casual sex before. Thought it was scary. Once again, similar to the virginity concept, I thought I was gonna get hurt, where I would have sex with someone at night and then I would just, I don't know, not like be attached, but I don't exactly know what I was afraid of. But eventually I just had to bite the bullet and try it, and I was like, wait, that's so fun. It's almost like a hobby. Like I said, just be safe with it. Also, if you're not in the mood to have sex with anyone else but you still have the sex drive, have sex with yourself. A few years ago, maybe like 4 at this point, I wrote an article, and I can link it down below, on masturbation. And I'm so proud of myself. Sometimes I look back at my old self and I'm like, you little feminist bitch, good for you. Like, what, me, little 15-year-old trying to tell the internet that they were not a slut for wearing a thong? It's like, it's just a piece of fabric, you're just trying to prevent underwear lines. Sexual confidence, body confidence. This is obviously much easier said than done. Everybody struggles with insecurities. But looking in the mirror does not have to be an awful experience. You can make it as lighthearted and casual as you want. A few months ago, I went through this phase where I would like check myself out in the mirror and like smile and wink. It was just like a dumb little game that I was playing with myself. I was just doing it out of boredom. I play stupid games like this with myself all the time, but it had a really positive effect on my self-esteem that I wasn't even trying to get, where it took the critical aspect of the mirror away for a temporary period of time, because I would instantly associate the mirror with like a smile and a wink, as opposed to just another chance to see my fat arms. I remember in my 21 lessons I learned before I turned 21 video, I discussed just like the power of being naked. And I know so many girls are fearful to look at themselves in the mirror before they get into the shower, and it's just not that big of a deal. Like, our bodies, as long as you're treating it right, it doesn't need to be hated, you know? And not that you should hate yourself if you're treating your body poorly. I'm just saying, like, a lot of us magnify a lot of our physical flaws so much more than they need to be. My arms, I don't like them, but like, are they 4 feet wide? No, but that's how I act like they are, and that's just no use to anyone, especially not myself. What wasted thought. Who cares? Why do I waste time thinking about you? I don't know. But I go through phases where I just, like I said, I feel kind of casual in front of the mirror and it's not that big of a deal. Another tip, this is kind of pretty basic, but just take care of yourself. If you're eating nutritiously, like making sure you have your proper serving of fruit and vegetables, and you're drinking enough water, and you know, you're walking or going to the gym or something during the day, and you're keeping your body healthy, it's going to like physically keep you healthy, but also it's going to make you feel good about yourself because you know you're treating yourself well. I always know that I feel extra good about myself when I'm doing something good for myself. It's pretty self-explanatory. It almost sounds so stupid how simple it is, but you know, it is what it is and it works. Sexual fantasies. This I saw scrolling through your Instagram comments. A few people were like, am I dirty for having sexual fantasies? Is this like something I should suppress? Like, how do I even communicate it? First of all, no, everybody has sexual fantasies. You're not any different than the rest of us. And as for communicating it, how to communicate it, when to communicate it, by all means talk about it over breakfast if you want, but I think the best time to communicate it would probably be during sex. or like whenever you're in bed or something, because just association. Now it's time for your questions. Faking an orgasm, but make it a long-term relationship with someone who isn't a dumb boy, and it would feel disrespectful and dishonest because he really does care about my pleasure. But is it bad to not want to put in the effort of teaching someone? No, it's not bad to not want to put in the effort to teach someone. However, it is bad to not want to put in the effort to teach someone and then build up resentments for them not being good enough to pleasure you in sex. Would you rather keep having sex with them and them not know, or take the effort to teach them? And I think that's the question you have to answer for yourself. How to have casual sex, one night stands, how does a girl finesse that? Girls, one night stands are the easiest thing that you can get from someone. You're not asking for anything other than one single night of having sex. Like, it's so much easier than you think. You could literally go up and ask them. Like, it's really not. Don't think too hard about it. 100% of you can do it. This one's interesting. If I like someone, I struggle to view them sexually more than I would regularly. I'm not asexual though, so I find it quite confusing. I get this though. Sometimes there will be someone that I'm really into and everything seems great, like they would be a good partner and they're relatively attractive, but I can't picture myself being sexual with them, and I don't know why that is. I don't have an answer, but I'm here to let you know that happens to me sometimes as well. Best tips for period sex. And someone also said, is it bad for your first time to be on your period? Probably wouldn't recommend that your first time is on your period, but if you don't care and they don't care, it's fine. And sex drives are a lot higher on your period anyway, generally. Like, girls are way hornier when they're dropping an egg. Birth control, natural options, natural cycles. Once again, like, link down below. Public sex. Be careful. How to make sex a guiltless experience. Make sure that you're having sex with someone who isn't in a relationship with someone else. Also, for your own heart space, make sure it's sex that you would want to do this anytime, and it wouldn't just be like a night specific thing where you're just feeling lonely and vulnerable and it's, you know, you just need a little affection, and then you wake up in the morning and you're like, I shouldn't have done that, that was horrible, blah, blah, blah. Think about it. Would I wanted to do it this morning? Would I want to do it next week? Please talk about sex after sexual trauma. Sexual trauma, it's so unfortunate, the frequency. My best advice is give yourself the time and space to heal. Definitely seek out professional help if it's severe, because there's only so much your friends and family can do depending on the severity of the trauma. But ultimately know that though it might feel like it's your story, it's only a part of it, and you have a future beyond it, and you can move past it and you can move through it, and this is not how your sex life will be forever, and you're not always going to be afraid to have sex, and you will find a partner that you deserve, who you love and who you trust and who makes you feel safe. Questions about having a low sex drive. Alright, so either your low sex drive is coming from medication that you're on, it can happen even from birth control. Also, if you've come from a past of sexual trauma, you can have sort of like subconscious fear around it. Or third, it's just who you are, you just generally don't care about sex that much, which if it's the third option, then just own it, that's totally fine. If that's who you are, there's no problem with it. But if it's something you're worried about and you think it's coming from a place of either something physical or medicated related or something more emotional, work on finding out the why and how you can fix that. Is it strange to have sex with a guy friend? Honestly, no. You can have sex with friends and then stay friends afterward. And if anything, sometimes it's nicer to have sex with friends because generally you'll know that they're already like not a good partner for you, i.e. like why you're friends and not dating. I've had this experience before where like there's people I already know like wouldn't be like a good fit to be my partner, but I like them and I think they're sexually attractive, so I can have sex with them but not feel attached because I already know that I wouldn't want to take it any further. So I honestly don't think it's problematic at all. Unless one of you actually has feelings for each other, then don't take advantage of someone who has a crush on you that you don't have a crush on just to have sex, or vice versa. Don't get yourself involved if you know they're not gonna be into it back, and then you're just gonna get hurt. Try to be smart. Come on, ladies. We are better than this. It's 2020. Something STI stigma related. This is not stigma related, but I find it really frustrating that if you want to get tested for all the STDs, herpes is a blood test and you have to ask for it separately. How do you feel sexy after you put on some weight and no longer feel as confident? So there's just really hot girls who are like way bigger than me, or like just plus size models who are size whatever and are really hot. Like, think about that. It's so much more than weight. It's so much about attitude. I'm even thinking of like friends from back home. The ones who get like laid the most or have the most sexual confidence are not objectively the best looking. It's so much about how you carry yourself. It's so much about attitude. It's so much about essence. You guys are asking so many good things, but it's getting a little long. I'm gonna cut it off here, at least like this video. There's always an opportunity to make another video. You can let me know in the comments if you would like another video related to sex. Before I let you go, big picture, just remember, like, sex is supposed to be pleasurable. Sex is supposed to be fun. So just explore yourself and your sex life and just be safe. That's it. Also, follow me on Instagram because I'm going to need your help in next week's video. I'm going to post something on my story about it, so watch out for that. And then make sure to check out Natural Cycles if you're interested in an alternative to hormonal birth control. Natural and safe. 20% off down below. And that's it. I love you guys. Take care. See you in my next video. Bye.